All right, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Forward Thinking Founders, where we talk to founders about their companies, their visions for the future, and how the two collide. Today, I'm very excited to be talking to Luis Pereira, who's the founder of AudioPen. Welcome to the show. How's it going?
Thanks for having me, Matt. Going pretty good so far. It's been a busy couple of months. Hoping to keep the momentum going for the next few months at least.
Cool. I'm excited to learn more about what's keeping you busy and kind of hear more about what you're working on. And with that, let's just kind of start there. What are you working on? What is AudioPen?
AudioPen is a tool that helps people go from messy thoughts to clear text extremely quickly, and it does that by letting you talk to your computer or your phone. It listens to your voice, it transcribes what you say, and then it kind of filters the signal from all of the noise of what you've just said, and then lays that out in text. So yeah, I mean, what it lets you do is you can just pick up your phone and ramble about whatever's on your mind, whether it's personal thing where you want to just create a journal entry, or if it's something that's work related. Say you want to draft an email. Either of those two. If the thought is fuzzy in your head, all you have to do is just talk it out loud, and AudioPen clears it up for you.
So let's walk through exactly how it works. Is it like an app? Is it a website? If someone wanted to like actually use it right now as they're listening to this podcast, walk us
Yep.
through how they could do that and what their experience would be like.
At the moment, it's a web app which you can access on audiopen.ai on your phone or on your computer. If you're using it on your mobile device, you can save it as a progressive web app to your home screen as well, which is what I do. And it works just like a normal app, except that you've got to be connected to the internet when you're using it. Yeah, I mean, just audiopen.ai. You don't even have to sign in to use the free version. Just press a button and start talking. And of course, then once you sign in, you can like save your notes and stuff. And if you sign up for a premium plan, you get like a whole host of other features.
That's awesome. I mean, do you mind me asking, just so I know and the people listening know, like if you sign up for a premium plan, what are the different things that you can get? What do you access if you go pro?
So the biggest difference is, one, you can save like unlimited voice notes, so as many as you want. Besides that, another major feature is you can tell AudioPen what style you want it to write in. So on the free plan, all it does is just filters the signal from the noise and sort of summarizes what you say. But on the paid plan, you can tell it to write everything from, like I mentioned earlier, like draft an email for you based, purely off a voice note. You could tell it to write, like a lawyer would. If you're a lawyer trying to like write a legal document, you could tell it to write like an academic would. If you're trying to write let's say a PhD thesis, you could tell it to write in a style fit for a child's story. If you're trying to create a bedtime story, those are the two big things. Besides that, there's also a whole other range of things like integrations with Zapier. You can customize the length of your notes. You can download the audio of each of your notes, and like another like 12 or so odd features.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I'm curious, like it's a very particular product. Sounds like you have like a vision for it. But where'd the idea come from? Or in other words, like what's the origin story here and why are you working on AudioPen?
So to be honest, AudioPen was a complete accident. I stumbled upon it more than I sort of thought through it and developed the idea. I'm just someone who likes to tinker on the side. Like I build a bunch of stuff outside of my day job, and I was just trying to figure out how to use OpenAI's APIs a couple of months ago. And so I built like four or five separate tools on my own personal website. With no intention of commercializing any of those. They were just small tools on a subdomain within my personal website. And as I built them, I would just share them on Twitter and say, hey guys, I built this, check it out. You didn't have to log in, you didn't have to pay, it was all free. And from those four or five tools, AudioPen happened to be one of them, like a very bare bones version of it, which was just a button that could let you speak and sort of transcribe and summarize what you said. And like the market sort of just determined that it liked this particular project from the others that I built that week. And I got a lot of positive feedback, a lot of DMs in Twitter, a couple of emails from people saying, hey, I could use this for A, B, and C. And then I was like, okay, that's weird. Like I'm not a voice notes person myself, but a lot of these folks seem to like it. So just decided to double down on it, man. Like a few days later, I said, okay, let's buy a domain and let's build the whole thing out as a standalone app. And that's what I did. And like ever since, I've just been trying to grow it.
That's awesome. And that's what it's about, right? Like you build something and then once it's built and people like it, how do you get as many users or customers as possible? It does lead me to wonder, like, what is an average day look like for you as you're working on AudioPen? Like, are you just growing it? Are you building it? Are you looking for like investors? Like, how are you spending your time?
So currently I'm not like I work a full-time job as well during the day. I do AudioPen at night, and of course before work as well. In terms of what I'm doing on AudioPen, it's a mix. It's, I would say, about 80% building, because I've been charging people from day one, and my goal is to make sure that every person that pays me money, feels like they've got more than their money's worth. So for the past almost 3 months now, I think I've just been building new stuff every day. Like, depending on what my gut feel is in terms of what I think the product needs, as well as listening to some consumers, or at least some of the premium members, and what they want out of the product. The remaining 20% is marketing, but I don't have like a fixed sort of approach to marketing at the moment. I've been lucky that a few things have worked for me. Like, one is, people have been just really vocal about the product. Like, they seem to like it and they share it themselves. So word of mouth is pretty high. I have an affiliate program that seems to be going pretty well, almost on autopilot as well. And yeah, I mean, I tweet a lot. And I've been tweeting a lot for like a while now. So like a bunch of folks on Twitter sort of share what I tweet, and it grows that way.
Yeah, you gotta love Twitter. Twitter is a very powerful tool if used in the right way. And it just does leave me wonder, like, this is everything you're doing now. You're growing it, you're trying to get to the next level. But if you skip a few steps, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, what do you see as the big vision here? What direction are you rowing in as you're building out AudioPen?
Honestly, I try not to look too far ahead. I've learned the hard way that like grand visions, at least at an early stage, um, very often just lead you down, chasing a particular direction that you're not, you're just chasing because it was a vision that you had. And I'm trying to look at it more like from a bottom up perspective, where I want to just see where the road kind of goes, and follow my gut feel, like one step at a time. And honestly, just build a product that I would be proud to have created, even if it doesn't grow to a ridiculously large, company or whatever. But I want to make sure that everyone that's paid for it, gets their money's worth, and it's a product that I like using, and I'm sort of proud of having built. So yeah, not trying to look 5 years into the future at the moment.
Yeah, it's a great answer. I respect that a lot. But even in the short term, to hit your short term goals and keep growing it, like, you'll need some help to just keep the train moving, right? So I guess my next question for you is, how can the forward thinking founders community help with what you're doing here? Are you looking for more customers or users? Are you looking for capital, looking to hire people, even contractors? Like, how can we assist here at forward thinking founders?
Not looking for capital at the moment. I'm pretty well funded by my customers somehow, like, thankfully. So definitely looking for more customers. Always looking for curious folks that are. I've been fortunate to have a lot of customers that have been very involved in the process of building the product, where they've reached out to me, had called with me as well, given like very detailed feedback. So I'd love for that to be the case. I know founders have. I'd love help from like product focused founders that like to use new products that aren't, identical to existing stuff that they've used in the past, but still have that like design sort of focused brain, where they understand what works and what doesn't work. Yeah, I'd love to have folks like that, use the product and provide feedback.
Absolutely. And then if for my last question, if someone wanted to use the product or learn more or connect with you on Twitter or anything like that, how can they find you? Do you have a website? Do you have a social media presence? Do you have an email address? How can people learn more and dive in?
Best place to find me is on Twitter. You'll get all the other links from there. On Twitter, I'm just my full name, Luis Pereira. And yeah, you'll get links to my products, my website, my email, like everything from that one source. But yeah, Twitter's the place to be.
Twitter is the place to be. Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. I really appreciate it. And best of luck in building this out.
Cool. Thanks for having me, man. Cheers.
Cheers.